Welcome to our countdown of the top 10 African empires you need to know about. You know, people always talk about like the Romans, the Greeks, the British Empire, and yeah, those guys were pretty cool, I guess. But they weren't the only ones building empires back in the day. Africa's rich history is filled with powerful empires that have shaped the continent and the world. We're talking empires with more gold than a rapper's teeth, kingdoms with architects that would make Michelangelo jealous, and military strategists who make Napoleon look like a lost tourist. So buckle up, because we're about to take a wild ride through time to explore the incredible legacies of these African empires. Get ready to have your minds blown, people. First up, we're going all the way back to ancient Nubia, which is modern-day Sudan, to check out the Kingdom of Kush. These guys were the real deal, ruling from roughly 1070 BC to 350 AD. That's like longer than some modern-day countries have even existed. And you know what the Kushites were known for? Pyramids, baby. Yeah, forget Egypt for a second. Kush had over 200 pyramids, more than Egypt, actually. And trust me, these weren't just some shoddy knockoffs. These pyramids were intricate, beautifully decorated, and a testament to the Kushites' architectural skills. But it wasn't just about the bling. The Kushites were also fierce warriors, even conquering Egypt at one point. They were ruled by some pretty badass kings and queens too, like King Pai and Queen Amanirenas. You do not want to mess with a woman named Amanirenas. Trust me on that. The Kingdom of Kush was a major center of trade, connecting Africa to the Mediterranean world and beyond. They had gold, ivory, incense, all the good stuff. These guys were basically the OG traders, making deals and spreading their influence far and wide. So, next time someone talks about ancient civilizations, you make sure to drop some Kushite knowledge on them. Next up, we're heading over to West Africa to visit the Mali Empire, a kingdom so wealthy it would make even Jeff Bezos jealous. Seriously, these guys had so much gold, it's ridiculous. And when we talk about the Mali Empire, we got to talk about the OG baller himself, Mansa Musa. Mansa Musa ruled the Mali Empire from 1312 to 1337 and became famous for his epic pilgrimage to Mecca in 1324. And when I say epic, I mean epic. This dude rolled into town with a caravan of 60,000 people, including soldiers, servants, and even camels carrying gold. We're talking about so much gold that when Mansa Musa passed through Cairo, he literally crashed the Egyptian economy. The value of gold plummeted because there was just so much of it. That's some serious wealth right there. But Mansa Musa wasn't just about the bling-bling. He was a devout Muslim, a scholar, and a huge patron of the arts and education. He turned Timbuktu into a world-renowned center of learning, with a university that attracted scholars from all over the Islamic world. The Mali Empire under Mansa Musa was a golden age, literally and figuratively. They were a shining example of African power, wealth, and sophistication. Coming in at number 3, we have the Kingdom of Aksum, located in modern-day Ethiopia. Now, these guys were the real deal when it came to trade. We're talking ancient spice routes, connections to the Roman Empire, and enough wealth to make your head spin. The Kingdom of Aksum rose to prominence around the 1st century AD and controlled a massive trade network that stretched across the Red Sea and the Indian Ocean. They were trading everything from ivory and gold to spices and textiles. And guess what? They had their own currency too. That's right, the Aksumites were minting coins like it was nobody's business, making them one of the first sub-Saharan African civilizations to do so. Talk about economic power. But the Aksumites weren't just about making money. They were also pioneers in architecture, building impressive obelisks and palaces that still stand today. And let's not forget their cultural influence, as the Aksumites were one of the first major empires to adopt Christianity. The Kingdom of Aksum was a powerhouse of the ancient world, leaving behind a legacy of trade, innovation, and cultural exchange that still resonates today. At number 4, we have the Songhai Empire, one of the largest and most powerful Islamic empires in African history. These guys ruled over a vast territory in West Africa, and they weren't afraid to show off their strength. The Songhai Empire rose to prominence in the 15th century, taking over the weakening Mali Empire. They were led by a series of strong emperors, including the legendary Sunni Ali Biar and Askia Muhammad I. These guys were like the Beyoncé and Jay-Z of their time, ruling with a mix of power and charisma. The Songhai Empire was a melting pot of cultures and religions, with Islam playing a central role in their society. They had a complex system of government, a powerful military, and a thriving economy based on trade across the Sahara Desert. They were transporting gold, salt, enslaved people, and other valuable goods across the desert, connecting North Africa to the rest of the continent. But it wasn't all smooth sailing for the Songhai Empire. Internal struggles and invasions eventually led to their decline, but their legacy as a major Islamic empire and a center of trade and scholarship continues to inspire. Halfway through our list, we arrive at a place shrouded in mystery and wonder. Great Zimbabwe. Imagine this: massive stone walls, intricate designs, all built without any mortar or cement. It's enough to make you think aliens might have been involved, but hold your horses, folks. Great Zimbabwe, meaning great houses of stone in the Shona language, was a thriving city in what is now Zimbabwe. The ruins, dating back to the 11th century, are a testament to the architectural genius of the Shona people. These guys were like the original Lego masters, stacking stones to create a city that still boggles the mind. But here's the thing, we still don't know everything about Great Zimbabwe. Who were the rulers? What happened to them? It's a bit of a historical puzzle, which just adds to the allure of this incredible place. What we do know is that Great Zimbabwe was a major trading center connecting southern Africa to the east coast and even as far as China. They were exporting gold, ivory, and other valuable goods, making their mark on the global stage. So, while Great Zimbabwe might remain a bit of an enigma, one thing is for sure: it stands as a powerful symbol of African ingenuity, artistry, and the enduring power of history. Coming in at number 6, we're heading back to West Africa to the Kingdom of Ghana. And no, we're not talking about the modern-day country. This Ghana was the OG, the original Gold Coast, and they were raking in the riches long before anyone else. The Kingdom of Ghana, which flourished between the 8th and 13th centuries, was all about that gold honey. They controlled the trans-Saharan trade routes, and if you wanted gold, you had to go through them. We're talking camels laden with gold, merchants haggling for the best prices. It was the Wall Street of its day, and the rulers of Ghana, they knew how to bling it out. They adorned themselves in gold, held court in magnificent palaces, and commanded an army that kept everyone in check. Think of them as the original gold standard when it came to African empires. But beyond the riches, the Kingdom of Ghana was also a center of culture and learning. They had a sophisticated system of government, a strong legal system, and a vibrant artistic tradition. These guys weren't just about the money, they knew how to build a society that thrived. So next time you hear Ghana, don't just think chocolate and cocoa beans. Remember the Kingdom of Ghana, the original Gold Coast, and a testament to Africa's enduring legacy of wealth and power. Moving on to number 7, we find ourselves in what is now modern-day Nigeria, home to the Benin Empire. These guys were known for their incredible art, their mastery of bronze casting, and let's be real, their ability to conquer and expand their empire. The Benin Empire rose to prominence in the 13th century and quickly became known for its skilled artisans, especially those working with bronze and brass. They created intricate sculptures, plaques, and other works of art that depicted their rulers, their ceremonies, and their daily lives. These bronze masterpieces weren't just pretty faces, though. They were powerful symbols of the Oba, the divine ruler of the Benin Empire, and they played an important role in their religious and political life. The Benin Empire was also a major player in the transatlantic slave trade, which, let's be honest, is a dark chapter in their history. But it's important to remember that the Benin Empire's story is more nuanced than just this one aspect. They were a powerful and sophisticated kingdom with a rich cultural heritage that continues to captivate and inspire. So next time you see a piece of Benin bronze work, take a moment to appreciate the skill, the artistry, and the complex history behind it. At number 8, we're crossing the Mediterranean Sea to explore the mighty Carthaginian Empire, a civilization that went head-to-head with the Roman Empire and almost pulled off the upset of the century. The Carthaginians, based in what is now Tunisia, were the Phoenicians' descendants, a seafaring people known for their trading prowess. They built a vast empire that stretched across North Africa, Spain, and even into Sicily. They were the Amazon of their time, dominating trade routes and amassing wealth that would make your head spin. But the Carthaginians weren't just about making deals, they were fierce warriors too. And leading the charge was their most famous general, Hannibal Barca. This guy was a military genius, famous for his daring tactics and his epic journey across the Alps with elephants. Hannibal's exploits against the Romans became the stuff of legend, and for a while it seemed like Carthage might actually topple the Roman Empire. But alas, it wasn't meant to be. Rome eventually prevailed, and Carthage was destroyed in 146 BC. But even in defeat, the Carthaginians left an indelible mark on history. They were a testament to the power of trade, the importance of naval dominance, and the enduring legacy of a civilization that dared to challenge the might of Rome. Nearing the end of our list, at number 9, we find ourselves in southern Africa, home to the Zulu Kingdom, a nation of warriors who rose to prominence in the 19th century under the leadership of one very, very intimidating man, Shaka Zulu. Shaka Zulu was like the Genghis Khan of southern Africa, a brilliant military strategist and a ruthless leader who transformed the Zulu people from a small clan into a powerful kingdom. He implemented innovative military tactics, introduced new weapons, and instilled a warrior ethos in his people that made them nearly unstoppable. Under Shaka's rule, the Zulu kingdom expanded rapidly, conquering neighboring tribes and incorporating them into their growing empire. They were a force to be reckoned with, feared for their military prowess and their unwavering discipline. But Shaka's reign was also marked by violence and brutality. He was known for his harsh punishments and his scorched earth policies, which left a trail of destruction in their wake. It's a reminder that even the most successful leaders can have a dark side. Despite the controversy surrounding Shaka Zulu, there's no denying his impact on southern African history. He unified the Zulu people, created a formidable military force, and left a legacy that continues to fascinate and inspire. And finally, at number 10, we return to the land of Great Zimbabwe to explore the kingdom of Mutapa, a kingdom that rose from the ashes of Great Zimbabwe to forge its own golden legacy. The Mutapa Kingdom, also known as the Mwene Mutapa Empire, emerged in the 15th century and quickly established itself as a major player in the gold trade. They controlled the gold mines of what is now Zimbabwe and Mozambique, and they weren't afraid to use their wealth to expand their influence. The Mutapa rulers, known as the Mwene Mutapa, lived lavish lifestyles, surrounded by courtiers, wives, and enslaved people. They traded their gold with Arab merchants on the Swahili coast, amassing fortunes that would make even the Kardashians jealous. But the Mutapa Kingdom wasn't just about bling. They had a complex social structure, a sophisticated legal system, and a rich cultural heritage that blended Shona traditions with Islamic influences. They were a melting pot of cultures, a testament to the interconnectedness of the African continent. Over time, internal strife and Portuguese encroachment weakened the Mutapa Kingdom, leading to its eventual decline. But their legacy as a powerful and wealthy empire, built on a foundation of gold and trade, continues to shine a light on Africa's glorious past. Thanks for joining us on this journey through Africa's incredible history. We've explored ancient kingdoms, mighty empires, and legendary leaders, each leaving their mark on the world. From the pyramids of Kush to the gold of Mutapa, Africa's past is full of fascinating stories just waiting to be discovered. But this is just the tip of the iceberg, my friends. There's so much more to learn about Africa's rich and diverse history. So go out there, do your own research, and keep exploring. You might be surprised by what you find. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more fascinating content. And let us know in the comments which African empire you found most interesting. Until next time, stay curious.